Hello? Hello, 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 hello. Today I am not whispering. There could be a few scattered whispers, but I'm going to try to do a little bit of soft spoken. It's funny because 95% of my videos are probably whispering. I think I only have maybe 2 or 3 soft-spoken videos. But personally, when I think back to some of my favorite ASMR videos, the ones I really turn back to, they are soft-spoken. So, I am going to try to do that because it's what I like, so maybe it will also relax you. I will incorporate a few hand sounds, some finger fluttering, but mostly this video is just going to be me sitting down and chatting with you. I wanted to do a little bit of a story time chit chat. So if you guys have watched my videos before, you know that my name is Nicole. My cat's name is Tilly. She's sleeping down here where you cannot see her today. And my channel's name is Quite Quiet ASMR. And I live in a tiny house that I built with my fiance, and very recently we moved here and started a very large garden. I have been doing a bit of fermenting some things, so if you've ever had kimchi before or sauerkraut, those are 2 different fermented things. I'm a huge fan of kimchi, so I decided to make some of my own. It's very good. And I did some fermented carrots today. But we just recently moved out here, started doing all of this, and we got a bunch of poultry. We got, I think, 38 chickens, 5 turkeys, and 2 ducks. So I have had the time of my life recently caring for these little birds. I am getting very close with them, giving them little names. Can't wait until they start laying eggs. But I do have a sad story. At least it has been very sad for me. So when we got the chickens, my fiance actually had chickens in the past when he was young, as a kid, and he knows that sometimes things happen. A fox will get into the coop and slaughter half of your chickens. You never know what's gonna happen with them. So he kind of warned me not to get too attached, but I care for them every day and I go out and spend time with them, so it's hard not to get attached to them. Plus I enjoy holding them, petting them, and making them my little friends. And we're not really raising them to be butchered. Some of them we may end up doing that, but we are really looking for egg laying capabilities, so keeping them for the long haul. But we did have something very sad happen. Very sad to me. So we got 2 silky chickens, which I will try to insert a clip of that, so you can get an idea of what they look like. They are super cute. Instead of having normal feathers, they actually have like fur fur almost. The ones we got are white with like blue earlobes, really. They look like mermaid color. It's very pretty. But we did get 2 of those, one boy and one girl, and we named them, or I named them, Frodo and Arwen, because they are male and female, and those are 2 random names from Lord of the Rings. We just rewatched the trilogy recently, so a lot of the chickens ended up with Lord of the Rings names. But I went out. We've had the chickens for maybe these 2 specific silky chickens, because we did not get them as babies. They were a few months old already, just the pair of them. And I went out there one day, and Frodo, the male, was acting kind of weird. He was limping, like using his wing as a crutch almost, trying to walk. And I was really worried about him. I started doing some research, because what could happen. He wasn't just limping, he seemed dizzy and disoriented, kind of falling over. And I went out, and he was just like laying on the ground, like with his head just totally on the ground. Like, I thought maybe he was dead or something. He looked awful. I picked him up, and he was like, oh, totally fine. He was eating, he was drinking, everything seemed totally normal, except for the fact that he like couldn't really stand up. And so we found out it seems like he had something called Merrick's disease, which is a very common disease in chickens, but especially in silky chickens. And he actually did end up dying. I went out to the coop and found him, and it was pretty rough. I cried, and I know, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to get attached, things like that, but he was a really sweet chicken, and I spent, the last few days of his life nursing him back to health, trying to help him, just spending some quality time with him. So I did get a little more attached to him than maybe I would with some of the other chickens that didn't need my help so much, So we ended up burying him under one of the peach trees, and we said a few kind words for him and sent him on his way. But Arwen, his mate that he came with, she was very confused when he was gone. She was looking everywhere for him, making all these clucking sounds, I think calling for him, and because they were very close when we got them, they actually it was sort of a rescue situation. The chickens we got from a lady who turned out to be kind of like a hoarder. She had way too many birds. She had the 2 birds that we got, and actually I didn't go. I didn't. They were a surprise. My fiance's grandma got them for me as a surprise. I didn't know that she was going to be getting them for me, but she told me sort of about the situation. Once she got there, she saw that there were way too many chickens in this one place. She had them in like a little dog kennel almost, and they should have lots of room to roam and eat bugs and eat grass, things like that. But they were actually in a very confined space, so they were almost like rescue chickens. We got to take them out here where there's all this free land for them to roam. So Frodo did get to enjoy the last bit of his life here. But they were very close together because they grew up in that cage together. So when he died and Arwen was left behind, I think it was really hard for her. So I've been spending a lot of extra time with her, and we are getting very close. But she's happy and healthy, everything like that. So hopefully nothing to worry about, fingers crossed. But it was really hard for me, because I was the one caring for Frodo and he died. You know, it was sort of like, was there something I could have done to stop it? Is there something I did wrong? But it's okay. I have lots of other chickens to give my love to, and actually I am a little comforted because on Frodo's last day, I didn't know that it was his last day. I actually thought he was getting quite a bit better, but on his last day, I actually, because he was just kind of laying in the coop, can't really, he's not very mobile, he couldn't really get around very much. I knew he hadn't been going outside and being in the sun and stuff, so I did get him out of the coop, and we have like a little porch swing, but it's not on the porch, it's just on the property, a little swing, like a bench area, and I went and sat on that holding him, and he got to kind of look around, and he was falling asleep in my arms, things like that. So he did get a nice afternoon in the sun on his last day, so I'm glad that I did take him out and he didn't just spend his last day in the coop not able to move, you know. So I don't mean to be so sad, such a downer in this video. I am really excited about everything in the future with all the chickens and the gardening, everything like that. But I guess the bigger your heart is, the more you can get hurt. So the more I open myself up to people and things and animals, of course, there are more things that can go wrong. But I don't want to shut my heart down just for the sake of maybe I could get hurt someday, you know. So I'm going to love each of these chickens fully with all my heart, and I can only hope that they will live long and bountiful lives. But we are thinking that Arwen, the female Silky, might start laying eggs soon. She is right now the oldest chicken that we have. She's a few months old, and the rest of our chickens have 6 to 10 weeks until they start laying eggs. So we have a little while, but we're hoping that she will start laying eggs very soon, because when we got her, the lady said that she was very close to laying eggs anyway. So there's a lot to look forward to, and we actually brought out the last 8 chickens that were still sort of babies. So they were in the basement with a heat lamp in a little area because they weren't fully feathered yet. They couldn't be outside on their own without the heat lamp. So they have officially grown up. So all of our birds are outside now. So we don't have to go multiple places to check on the chickens and stuff. So that is exciting. So we have some new little babies that are growing up and getting to go outside, and they are so cute. If I remember, I will try to take a little video clip of them as well, because they're pretty darn cute. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little story time. I know I do a lot of chit chat ASMR, but I wanted to specifically tell a story about something, like about my life, I guess, about what's going on. So I chose kind of a sad one, I guess, with Frodo dying, but it's also very hopeful for all of the good things to come. And like I said, he had a really good end of his life here, being able to run around and forage for worms and things like that before he got sick. So he did have a better life, and even on his last day he had more freedom than he did most of his life being in that cage. So can't feel too bad, you know. know if you guys have chickens. Does anyone watching this have chickens? Tell me, do you guys have little backyard chickens and you collect their eggs every morning, things like that? I haven't seen anyone comment that they have chickens or turkeys or ducks. You can tell me about either one, but let me know, because I think there's 4,600 of you, something like that, subscribers, so I would like to know if at least one of you has a bird, a chicken, a duck, whatever. But I think that's all I really wanted to chat with you guys about. So hopefully I will be filming another video tomorrow, and I will see you then. So have a awesome rest of your day or night.